Thank you so much for attending my presentation about why Pincurchin is on steroids and it still sucks anyways, and first let's take a look at its traits. This guy's stats are awful, like I can't believe they made a Pokemon with numbers like this. It's the 4th slowest fully evolved Pokemon, and unlike the others, which were all given solid defensive stats, Pincurchin is stuck with trash. It doesn't even deal a lot of damage. 1-on-1 attack is decidedly average, even in the bottom tiers where Pokemon like Tangela can be great. The electric Echinidea's move pool is a little bit better, but isn't near enough to compensate for its shortcomings. It gets almost all the electric moves it could want, including Supercell Slam, but unfortunately misses out on Volt Switch. With this one attack, Pincurchin could have actually used its slow speed stat to help out, acting as a slow pivot, but it wasn't meant to be. It does have a pivot move, but it's less consistent. Memento is wild, lowering the target's attacking stats by 2 stages each, but then causing the user to faint. This is a momentum move, giving you a free switch, but it's once per battle, and with the aforementioned horrible bulk, it can struggle to get it off in the first place. After all of this, Pincurchin probably seems like the worst Pokemon ever created, but it does have one thing going for it: Electric Surge. This ability summons the very powerful Electric Terrain on switch-in, similar to Rillaboom's Grassy Surge. So what does Electric Terrain do? First, it gives all Pokemon a 1.3 times power boost to their electric type attacks, making them noticeably stronger. This actually really helps, as Pincurchin can start dealing some decent damage. It also stops grounded Pokemon from getting put to sleep, but that's not all. Gen 9's introduction of the Quark Drive ability, which gives a boost to the user's highest stat when in Electric Terrain, is deadly to say the least. With a ton of viable overused Pokemon ready to take advantage, this seems like a great opportunity. Generation 8 Pincurchin was doomed to fail from the start. Tapu Koko's mere existence in OU as a strictly better electric terrain setter meant that finding something to do would be impossible. It did see some use in lower formats though, specifically the lowest, ZU. Grassy terrain shenanigans enabled by Thwackey, yes Thwackey, were great, and Pincurchin actually stepped up to slow them down. In addition, it could give its own teammates chances to shine, powering up Rising Voltage on the deadly Manectric, activating Drifloons on Burden, or even giving Swoobat the tools it needs to sweep teams. Gen 9 gave it more stuff to do in theory, but it's still terrible. At the start of the generation, Quark Spam teams were way more common, using the absurd attacking stats they provide to break through almost everything, but people quickly realized just how exploitable Pincurchin is. Proto Spam teams work because Torkoal can do things aside from just setting sun. The Sea Urchin Pokemon can't do enough. So what do I mean when I say that Pincurchin is on steroids? It's simple. Steroids Pokemon are really bad in essentially every single way, but are given one very strong tool to try and make up for it. There are a ton of examples, like Ditto and Shedinja, but there's a massive design flaw. Because they rely on one trait to succeed, that trait has to be really good. This makes these guys tough to balance. Take a look at Ice-Q. It has some horrible stats and on the whole lacks good moves, but is the only holder of the ability Ice Face. Ice Face lets it tank a single physical hit, taking no damage and switching forms, getting way faster and way more frail. Paired with Belly Drum, it can turn into a sweeper, but Ice-Q is super easy to stop. Just use a single special attacker. Then look at Smeargle, who can learn functionally every move in the game and has a consistently unhealthy metagame presence. Gimmick Pokemon are awesome. Stuff like Mimikyu, Dondozo, and Zoroark can be super cool, but when the gimmick is literally all they have, balance becomes very difficult. In conclusion, Pincurchin is a disaster on all fronts. The idea of a slow terrain setter is super cool, but unfortunately Game Freak's decision to give it such bad stats destroyed our dreams completely. Thank you so much for watching.